Welcome to Liberty Revealed, the only show where you will learn about all things liberty. Your host for the show is a registered libertarian who's been involved in politics for more than 25 years. He has a passion for teaching others about the concept of personal liberty. Please welcome your host, Mike Mahoney.
Do you miss the glory days of talk radio, where the hosts knew their stuff and were not spreading fake stories? What would it be like if those same hosts could speak their mind and not have to answer to management for it? I have just the thing for you. Spencer Hughes Podcast Adventures is the new show from Spencer Hughes, formerly of Fox News Radio and a host of other places. For as little as $1 a month, you can have access to Spencer again. His insights will make you think, and his humor will make you laugh. This is your chance to help a man build his dream and support his family. Head over to patreon.com/Spencer Hughes today and subscribe to one of the several levels you can choose from. You will not be disappointed in the content you are going to begin receiving. Patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. Adventurous content, the way radio used to be. Welcome back to the podcast, where liberty is front and center always. Today, I want to blow your mind with a discussion about education and why I believe free market education system is best for parents and students. For those of you who are just discovering this show, I'm Mike Mahoney, and my goal is to educate you on the issues that are important to our society. I come at things from a libertarian perspective because I believe that is the most reasonable perspective. Today, the U.S. Department of Education utilizes a one-size-fits-all education approach. This is holding back our children. The truth is that every single child is different, and their communities are also very different. This is a great place to start our discussion. It is my belief that we should abolish the U.S. Department of Education. It really does not serve the citizens well because it truly believes in the one-size-fits-all mentality. As mentioned, each child is different. Every community is different. Education that is successful has to meet the needs of the children and the community it serves. This is impossible with the philosophy of the Department of Education. Just like church and state must be separated, education and the government really should be separated as well. Coming from the standpoint of absolute sovereignty, it makes sense to place the education decisions square in the hands of the parents. Do you recall in our very first episode where we discussed personal liberty? The minimum amount of government involvement results in the maximum amount of freedom. Freedom naturally brings about diversity, peace, and prosperity, as no one is forced to reconcile his or her values for the sake of others. Under a libertarian government, individuals would have the right to exercise sole dominion over their lives so long as they don't infringe upon the beliefs or practices of others. The inherent rights of individuals include the rights to life, liberty of speech or action, and property. Any interference on the part of the government that affect those rights is opposed. Since people are most free of government restriction when left to make their own economic and property decisions, a free market economy is believed to be the only one compatible with these viewpoints. This includes education. Put simply, it is not the role of government to educate our children. One fear is that letting the government teach our children will lead to the indoctrination of our children, which in turn will interfere with the free choice of individuals. Education, like the economy, is best left to a free market, where it can achieve greater quality, accountability, efficiency, and diversity of choice. Because the government is not responsible for the education of youth, parents are able to determine when and how they would educate their children. This includes homeschooling, technology or trade-based education, etc. Since it is recognized that education is important to the development of values for children, the authority of parents in this matter is important and should be returned to them. Parents would also be responsible for all funds in regards to educating their children. In order to encourage the growth of private schools and variety education, libertarians support interim measures such as tax credits for tuition and other education-related expenditures. Tax credits for childcare would also be supported at this time. National childcare is another frowned-upon industry. The denial of tax-exempt statuses to schools because of private policies on hiring, admissions, and student deportment is opposed, and the repeal of taxes on income or property of private schools, both for profit and nonprofit, is supported. Under free market education, poor children would not necessarily be stuck with poor schools. In the current education system, public schools must accept every local student, regardless of whether they are dangerous, disruptive, or simply have no desire to learn. This impacts the quality of education for everyone in those schools, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and poor education. On the other hand, wealthy parents, especially in inner-city areas, can afford to send their children to better or safer schools. Free market education would allow competition between local schools and would allow parents to send their children to the one with the best reputation or which best matches their educational or ideological goals. Free market education would have a similar effect on the affordability of colleges, according to the Libertarian Party. Federal intervention in schools drives up the price higher and higher due to subsidies and costly mandates. Competition is, of course, the solution, forcing colleges to choose between decreasing tuition or going out of business due to lack of enrollment. This would theoretically wipe out massive student debt for future generations. Free market competition, it is believed, will raise educational standards, lower costs, and prepare students to compete in a global economy. The proof of the failure of our current system lies in the test scores. 4th and 8th grade students have remained steady in math and reading from 2015 to 2017. This marks a decade of educational stagnation in the United States. Since the biennial test, called the National Assessment of Educational Progress, or NAEP, was first administered in the early 1990s, student achievement, particularly in math, steadily improved until the late 2000s, then flatlined. Reading scores also stagnated in 2015. Scores dipped in math among both 4th and 8th graders, and these math scores did not bounce back with the 2017 test. Average student scores remain well below what test overseers consider to be proficient for reading. 37% of 4th graders and 36% of 8th graders were proficient in math. 40% of 4th graders and 33% of 8th graders hit this threshold. Now, these numbers are alarming, and they explain why our country has fallen behind in so many areas. We have tried it the Department of Education's way. Isn't it time we give the free market education system a try? Well, that's all I have for you today. If you want to learn more about personal liberty, head over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/Liberty Revealed and claim your free copy of my ebook, Liberty Revealed. Please remember to give Liberty Revealed a 5-star rating and a nice review on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or Stitcher. Your reviews help me know what I can do better, so please consider leaving one after you finish this episode.
I am a big believer in personal liberty. To me, my rights end where your rights begin. What this means is laws should ensure that your freedom to live your life as you choose does not impact everyone else's freedom to live their lives as they choose. This is personal liberty. If you want to learn more about personal liberty and get more from this show, sign up to receive my 10-page guide on personal liberty entitled Liberty Revealed. You need to fill out a simple form located at yogispodcastnetwork.com/Liberty Revealed. That's YOGIS podcastnetwork.com/Liberty Revealed. Once you read through that ebook, you are guaranteed to be in a position to apply the philosophy of personal liberty.
Thanks for listening to Liberty Revealed, the show where you learn about all things liberty. Please visit the show's website at yogispodcastnetwork.com/LR, where you can reach out to Mike directly with your questions and comments. Again, that is yogispodcastnetwork.com /LR.